Good morning. I'm going to have a shorter class this morning, and I'm going to begin by focusing us on our breath. So let's just uh, stretch out on our back, and we'll do some hip opening at the beginning and some joint mobility movements just to get us moving brilliantly. And I will set my timer so that we will have some kind of organization here. All right. So I have a blanket. It's just keeping my it's just keeping my neck supported in my head. All right. So I have a strap. I have several blocks on the blanket. And I'm Janice, and I have my Janice Williamson Yoga YouTube channel to keep me on the straight and narrow. And I'm just putting my foot into the strap. I have this knee bent. And I'm relaxing my hands, my arms to the ground. And I'm just inhaling and exhaling, breathing in and breathing out, and feeling a lovely sense of release. My foot I'm pressing up through my heel right now, and I'm going to extend this leg out. Now, if that's too much for you, you can, of course, keep your knee up. Um, and I'm breathing, first of all, into my belly, putting my hand here, and then into my ribs, and then into my chest, and then letting it out as I'm drinking a glass of water and it's going from the top down. So I'm filling up from the bottom up and exhaling. And now I'm just going to drop that leg over to the side as much as you can. You can use this hand on your hip to help you with your uh, keeping your both hips on the ground. And I am feeling a sense of elongation in my leg, in my hamstring, as I'm pressing out through my heel. And now I'm going to lift it up, breathing, inhaling, and then exhaling as I lift it over. First with I'm putting my hand, my thumb in my hip crease here, keeping my hip down, and that is opening up one part of my hip. And now I'm going to allow it to go all the way over as much as I am able to. And you decide what is comfortable for you. You could rest your leg on a chair if you wanted to, and I'm going to look in the opposite direction and have a lovely sense of twist here, as well as the elongation in that extended leg. And I'm feeling all of my molecules awakening as though they were ever asleep. And then I'm up and I'll try it opening out again and I'll look to this side once again, breathing, feeling that big belly breath, filling up my whole inner space and exhaling. Inhaling one more time and exhaling. And we'll do that one more time across here. Exhaling as we come across and then inhaling as we come up and open out with our big belly breath, and then exhaling as we move across. And one last time, we'll just settle in and we will bring both of our knees in and give ourselves a little hug here. And I do feel a lovely sense of mobility in that hip that I don't have in the other one. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So we're just stretching that heel up and opening it out, opposite it, looking at the opposite hand. So you have a nice, a little bit of a twist here. And breathing. You can feel you can hold your hand on your hip to keep your both hips on the ground, both hips on the ground. And now we're opening up and out once again, looking over the other side. And first, let's keep the hip on the ground and move it. I feel it right here in my glute and in my hip here. And now I'm going to just let it roll all the way over as far as I can. And I feel the really serious twist in my spine, which is quite lovely. Once again, no pain. Just it might be a little uncomfortable, but a little discomfort is okay as long as you find your edge and move towards it. And then know that you can let up, and you don't want to move into pain. And now we're going to come back and we'll do that opening, inhaling, and then closing into a twist, exhaling, and then opening. And exhaling, and once again into that twist. Last time, inhaling. Feel that big belly breath. And exhale. And we'll just draw that into your knees, into your chest, and give us a little rock and roll here. Good. And let's just open our arms out and stretch our legs out and stretch our legs up and give ourselves a stretch from our toes to the tips of our fingers. We can stretch one arm up and one leg into that sort of banana-ish pose, into a little bit of a side bend. And we can stretch the other one up and the toes into a banana-ish shape, side bend. Breathing into our side body here. You can lift that foot up and cross it over, give yourself a little bit more and you could hold on to your wrist and draw it further to that side, feeling feeling the stretch in the side body. And now we'll stretch out again. We will cross that. We're moving in. So the foot that is crossing over is the one at the outer edge of the curve. And we'll hold on to that hand and draw that arm back over, extending that side bend. Breathing into your side body, inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. And now we're going to come back into just drawing our knees in, feeling we can really give ourselves a lovely, draw our body up here. Good. Now I'm just going to, you can come up on your side if you like. I'm just going to roll up here and do some core movement here just to enliven us a bit. So we'll do a little bit of a boat here. So you can just extend your arms out and you can tap your feet on the ground, breathing, feeling that strength in your core, or you can put your legs out and hold yourself, breathing, trying to really settle into the boat pose. You can have your knees bent again, as I suggested, just one leg at a time, or you can hold Navasana and strengthen your core and breathe, feeling that your monkey brain is settling into your body quietly. Good. And now I'm just going to come up and move into cat cow here. And while I'm in cat cow, I'm going to do some wrist exercises because I've been lifting weights and my wrists are sore. So we're just in cat cow with our I'm drawing the navel back towards my spine, and I am really feeling that all parts of my spine are curving here. And then when we move into cow, I'm feeling that my chest is moving out my arms. It's as though moving out my arms and my spine is curved, concave. And here I'm exhaling, and here I'm inhaling, exhaling, and inhaling. And now we're just going to do some wrist movements. So you can put your hands sideways and move forward and sideways and back and around. See how that feels. And you are the author of your body's movement. So you decide what you want to do. I'm moving one hand back and I'm moving gently. I don't want to alarm my wrist anyway. And I'm moving my other fingers back and I'm just gently moving back and forth here. Nothing too serious, but I'm giving my wrists a little bit of a workout and I'm moving around a little bit and feels a little uncomfortable, but I know over the long haul it's going to be good. Now I'm going to lift both hands up and put them front facing, and I'm going to just put my hand this way and then this way. And one of my many morning alarms appears to have gone off at the wrong time. So I'm just going to, yeah. All right, so we're going back to on our hands and knees, cat cow, and I am just putting my hands this way, which doesn't feel that great, but since I know it's good for me, I don't mind. It's uncomfortable. It's not too painful. And there. All right. So that seems to have helped a bit. Now I'm just going to go back into cat cow here and into bird dog. So lifting up one leg and one arm, pressing into my hand and feeling that my body is really moving in many directions. My hand is pushing down. My other hand is moving towards the front, and my back foot is moving towards the back wall. And now I'm going to just bring that in and I try the other side. And it is a demanding pose, even though it's a very simple one. And it's a good one for balance. It's good for allowing you to really sense the strength of your arms and your legs. And put that down again. And now we're going to just come back into a lovely child's pose here. And here I am pressing my hands into the ground and walking them forward away from my tailbone. So I'm elongating the spine here. And I'm going to walk over to the right. And I'm going to walk over to the left. And now back to the center. And here I go, just breathing into my back body. Now from this pose, from this lovely child's pose, where we can do those lovely little twists from one side to the other, really stretching our side body. We can also move into puppy pose, which is just walking your hands along the floor and settling your haunches back and really allowing those armpits to open. So I'm pressing the flat of my palm. I'm stretching my fingers out. This is a lovely stretch for your fingers in the morning. And I am sinking my armpits down. So opening up my armpits, feeling the scapula moving back and down here, or back and up the body. Since I'm upside down, my back is upside down. But anyway, they are scapular moving together. And this is a really lovely shoulder stretch. And let's walk those hands out to the side in this puppy pose and see what that twist feels like. Well, that's interesting. Quite an intense opening of the armpit there. And let's walk to the other side in puppy pose and see what happens there. Mm-hmm. And you'll find you'll feel different things on different sides of your body since we're asymmetrical. And now we're going to come back and back into a very easy child's pose here. And I have my legs out. I'm going to extend them out to the width of the mat. So it's a wide-legged child's pose. I'm resting my forehead on the ground. I'm feeling that my arms are really open now. My shoulders are open here. All right, let's come back and do a couple of little thread the needle poses here. So we're lifting one arm up and under, exhaling, lifting that same arm up, inhaling, exhaling. And on this time, we're inhaling up, and then we're going to thread the needle through here, and we're just going to lower that shoulder. You can extend that top arm out if you like towards the top of your mat, the narrow side of your mat, or you can lift up your arm, bend the elbow, and put it on your sacrum. Very nice. Now we're going to put your hand on the floor again, lift it up, and put it down, and try the other side, lifting that arm up, and then through the keyhole, lifting it up another time through the keyhole, and last time lifting it up and extending it through the keyhole, and just resting here with your shoulder. You can extend that top arm up if you like. You can lift your arm up, bend the elbow, put the back of your hand on your sacrum. So you decide what feels comfortable for you. And this is just a lovely opening of your shoulder. Breathing here easily. Put your hand down. And now we're going to go down onto our belly and just do a little bit more for our shoulders. So we're going to just press into the ground and into a low cobra, inhaling, and then press, and then let your head down. We're going to lift one shoulder up and then down, the other shoulder up and then down, and then both shoulders up, and then your head up, pressing into the ground. And then come down. And now we're going to put our hands beside us, the big ring here. So put our hands beside us, palms up, and make fists with your hands and put them sort of um, between your on the top of your thigh or wherever your hands fit, and then press into the ground and lift your legs up and lift your back up, your shoulders up. Breathing here. Inhaling and exhaling. And now you can come down and press until you're into the floor and stretch yourself back once again into your hands and knees. And now I think we'll just come up and sit on our side and do a little bit of a twist here, a seated twist. So you can have both legs out, draw your left leg over your right, and then bend that leg. You can, of course, leave this leg out if that's more comfortable for you. And here I am just taking this left knee is raised, so I'm taking my right arm up and turning towards the left, and I can hold on to my my thigh here and my knee, or I can hook my arm on the thigh and use that as a lever to twist me around. And I'm pressing into the back arm and really giving myself a sense of rising up as well as twisting around. So it's a double movement, the rising up and the twisting around. We could do that with inhalation, rise up, and exhale, twist around. Inhale, rise up, and exhale, twist around. All right, now we'll turn around on the other side. Just stretch those legs out a bit. And we'll raise the other knee up. Put the foot on the outside of the thigh. And this time, I'm going to bend this bottom leg. And I'm turning from the waist here. It's not just from the shoulders, it's from the waist. And I am lifting my arm up in order to really get a sense of levitation here. Let's imagine we can levitate. And I'm holding my knee, my thigh, and twisting around here. And I'm going to use my arm as a little bit of a lever. And I'm going to raise my hand up, which is quite a conventional arm movement in this pose. And I'm twisting and rising up. So with my inhalation, really feeling myself rise up, pressing my tailbones, my sit bones into the mat. And then I'm exhaling and turning further around. Very nice. So we're ready to come back. We'll just shake those legs out. And we're going to come up onto our mat and do a bit of a sun salutation here. So we'll start with our sun salutation. Just in mountain pose. And I'm imagining I'm on a wooden platform by the ocean. And I'm feeling a breeze. It's blowing my body around a little bit. And I'm moving with the breeze like a palm frond or a willow tree. I'm just moving around, finding a sense of equilibrium. I'm moving forward and back. I'm moving side to side and moving around in circles. And now I'm going to find stationary to that Tadasana at the front of the mat and open my arms out. Really feel centered in my body. And forward fold, exhaling, inhaling, halfway lift, forward fold, exhaling, back leg back, drop the knee and come up, looking up, and then down into plank. Holding here for a few breaths, inhaling and exhaling. And if you like, you can come down a bit and come up, thinning your upper torso, or you can just stay up, or you can come down. You decide what you want to do. All right. And now we're going to just come down in chaturanga, or knees, chest, chin, and then come up into a cobra or an upward dog. So you decide what is good for you. Breathing here, opening your chest, drawing in your belly button, feeling the energy moving out your heels, and now pushing back towards a child's pose here, and then stretching your heels down into downward dog. And here we're just breathing. We'll take an inhalation, like a glass of water, and an exhalation. Inhalation, sipping water, and exhaling. And here you can, if you like, you can bend a knee and just easily feel your body unwinding. There should be no terrible strain here. Very nice. Now we're going to lift the the left leg up, and then bring the knee into the center, and then extend it back out and bring it into the opposite arm, and then back out. Bring it into the same arm, and then back out. And then draw that knee in and bring it in to the center of your hands, and draw the back leg in. Forward fold here, just dangling. You can have your knees bent. You shouldn't feel any overstretching at the top of your tendons or in your lower back. So you decide what you need to do here. And then coming up. We'll do it another time. Inhale up and over we go. Exhale down. And then back with that knee onto the ground and lifting up. Looking up at your thumbs, inhaling, open as you come down into plank. And this time we won't stay here. We'll just come down into chaturanga and back into our downward dog for a few breaths. Inhaling and exhaling, feeling your breath and move into your back body. And lifting that leg up again, bending the knee, coming into the center of the room, and then back, center, and then the opposite arm, elbow, and then back, and same elbow, and then back, and then bring that knee in, and we will just plant it on the floor here. And we'll stay here for a moment doing a few movements that will help us with our hamstring here. We'll just draw back and lifting the heel, feeling that hamstring stretch. And now we're going to come forward and we're going to really feel that we're opening out our hip flexor in the opposite leg and that we are really developing a lovely movement here. And then we're going to come back here and go forward and back. And let's come up here with this one and press into the leg, opening out the groin a bit. And then we'll come back and move over the leg. And one more time, going up. And one more time down here. Good. Now let's just lean into this space here. And you can do, from here, you could do a lizard, which is just staying here if you like, or you could come down on your elbows if you like. And if you like, you can lift the back leg up. So you decide whether this is for you or not. And we're just breathing here, and whatever pose you are in, you can still be up if you like, or on your elbows with your knee down, or you can extend your energy out through that back heel and feel a real sense of opening in your hip flexor. You put the knee down if it's up and walk back up, and we'll just come back and draw that back leg in and come back here into a little bit of a child's pose. And we're going to now bring the opposite leg forward. And we're going to do the same thing on this side, just moving back and forth with your foot. And here we can come up, come down, sorry, when you're back. And then when you're coming forward, we can really move up. And here we are coming back and feeling that in full belly of our hamstring from the calf. And if we draw our foot back and extend our heel, we can feel it more in our calf. And then coming back this way and opening up. Here we go again. And back. And one last time, we're going to come back here and then move forward. And we're going to once again move towards that lizard pose. So you can stay here with your hands just beside your feet. You could stay here with your hands beside your feet and lift your knee up. And that's a lovely pose, and it's really opening the groin and the hip flexor. And it's doing something lovely to the glute as well. Or you could lower down. You could put your knee down if you like and lower down to your elbows. Or you could lift your knee up and you decide what you want to do. And it is a demanding pose, no question. You're just breathing here. There shouldn't be pain. There might be discomfort. breathing, breathing, inhaling, and then exhaling. Inhaling, and then exhaling. And then inhale, and then you can drop that knee, and you can come up and draw that leg back into your child's pose here. And just rest for a moment. Breathing into your back body. Feeling what it is you're feeling. Listening to your body. Now we'll just come back up and we will bend our knees back, walk back, and come up to a very easy standing position, dangling. That's a very lovely way to come up. For people with issues around standing from a seated position, it's a lovely, easy access to standing. And now we're going to just roll up and inhale. We're going to do a forward pyramid here. So our hips are towards the front. We're bending here at the hips, coming down. You could have your blocks here. Sorry, I should have told you beforehand. You could have your blocks here so that you're bending at it's about a 3-foot step forward, and you're bending here from the hips. Your back is straight. You can have your blocks on whatever level you want. Eventually, if you like, you can come down and just bend yourself over your torso, over your leg, your front leg. And you want to draw that front hip back. You could use your thumb to draw that hip back and press into your back leg. There you are. And now I've got my one of my blocks right here on the inside. And so I'm going to just use this in a revolved triangle and press into the block and look up towards my hand and balance here. This is quite a profound twist, actually. And breathing here. And now I'm going to come down and I'm going to try to windmill my arms up slowly. There we go. Good. All right. So I'll try the other side. I'll come back a bit further so you can see both of my. All right. So I've got the other leg forward, the other leg back, and I'm going to just tilt at the hips here, straight down. My hands are underneath me. I'm drawing that front hip back, and I've got them at whatever level is comfortable. And here, I'm just going to put my block beside my foot and press into it while I do that revolve pose up. And you're drawing your torso around, pressing into your feet and that hand. And now you can slowly windmill your arms up and then come around and stand in Shavasana. Now we're going to have we're going to just simply come down and come down onto your back. And we're going to do a short shavasana here. I'm just going to invite you to bring your knees in and cross one knee over, one foot over the other knee, and draw in. And I like to move in this. Draw your shin in, or you could have just your thigh. I like to roll a little bit, massaging my back. And I can go over into a twist very easily by dropping that foot on the floor, breathing into my body. And I can come up, replace it with the other foot, thread the needle, and once again, do a little bit of movement here. You can press with this elbow into this thigh so that you're pressing that knee out while you're drawing this knee in. So it's a kind of double movement here. And that's a lovely movement. And you can feel it in your hip. Now I'm dropping over with my arms extended, feeling that twist and looking in the opposite direction. And breathing, catching my breath. And bringing your legs back, drawing in into a happy baby pose. Sorry, into a happy baby pose. Here we go. Holding onto the outside of your feet in this malasana pose, this supine malasana. And now putting your feet down. And you could put your legs up a wall if you like, or you could just extend your legs out. We're going to have a lovely shavasana here. I'm going to just invite you to let your body settle into the floor, into your mat. Feel the welcoming relaxation at the end of the class. You can listen to your body, send breath into any place where there is any discomfort. You can shift your body a little, roll it from side to side, roll your shoulders from side to side, your head from side to side, your hands, your feet, and then just let everything go like a leaf, like a leaf in autumn. Breathing, inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. And you can stay in this shavasana and just revel in the relaxation of the moment. Lighten up and do something different. Being able to lighten up is the key to feeling at home with your body, mind, and emotions, to feeling worthy to live on this planet. For example, you can hear the slogan, always maintain only a joyful mind, and start beating yourself over the head for never being joyful. That kind of witness is a bit heavy. This earnestness, this seriousness about everything in our lives, including practice, this goal oriented, we're going to do it or else attitude is the world's greatest killjoy. There's no sense of appreciation because we're so solemn about everything. In contrast, a joyful mind is very ordinary and relaxed. So lighten up. Don't make such a big deal. When your aspiration is to lighten up, you begin to have a sense of humor. Your serious state of mind keeps getting popped
In addition to a sense of humor, a basic support for a joyful mind is curiosity, paying attention, taking an interest in the world around you. Happiness is not required, but being curious without a heavy judgmental attitude helps. If you are judgmental, you can even be curious about that. Curiosity encourages stirring up. So does simply remembering to do something different. We are so locked into the sense of burden, big deal joy, and big deal unhappiness that it's sometimes helpful just to change the pattern. Anything out of the ordinary will help. You can go to the window and look at the sky. You can splash cold water on your face. You can sing in the shower. You can go jogging. Anything that's up against your usual pattern. That's how things start to lighten up. So lighten up and do something different. Be curious. That's Pema Chodron in her book, Comfortable with Uncertainty, 108 Teachings on Cultivating Fearlessness and Compassion. So, and I'm going to invite you to uh, stretch out if you like and find your body breathing in a soft rhythm that allows you to stretch. Eventually, you're going to draw your knees into your chest, turn onto your side, press into the floor, and lift up, or you can just stay where you are. And I am going to thank you for joining me for this relatively short asana class that has hopefully helped you enter your day or enter your sleep more relaxed. Your body should be stretched and elongated. Your spine should be twisted into lovely, soothing patterns. The teacher in me sees the teacher in you, and the student in me sees the student in you. The light in me sees the light in you. Deep bows and gratitude. See you next time.